Hi, this is Ajay Anand and welcome to social science classes from excelup.com. In this lesson, you will be learning about development. You will learn about definition of development, goals of development, about comparison of development between different regions. Then you will learn about the Human Development Report and sustainable development. So let us start with definition of development. The definition says that the process by which economic well-being and quality of life are improved as per targeted goals and objectives is called development. So we have two important terminologies over here. One is economic well-being and another is quality of life. So once we set some goals and objective and we see that there has been some improvement on these two parameters like economic well-being and quality of life, then we can say that development has happened. Now, what are the goals of development? There can be hundreds of goals. Goals of development can be different for different people. So, for example, if a person is living in a village and the village does not have a road, then the goal of development for that person would be a road connectivity for his village. On the other hand, if a person is living in New Delhi or Mumbai and he thinks that he can get rid of traffic bottlenecks with the help of a new flyover, then construction of a new flyover would be the goal of development for that person. Okay. So we need to consider just some important goals. So here is a list. There is per capita income, GNP and GDP, infant mortality rate, gender ratio, life expectancy, literacy rate and infrastructure. So this is not an all-inclusive list, but this shows the important parameters. So let us start with per capita income. When we divide a nation's income or a state's income or a district's income with the total population, then we arrive at average income, that is per person income, and that is called the per capita income. GNP stands for gross national product and GDP stands for gross domestic product. So the worth of overall economic activity in the country is called GNP, and when we exclude or subtract the export component from this figure, then we arrive at GDP, that is gross domestic product. Infant mortality rate is the number of deaths per 1000 live births before 1 year of age of children is called infant mortality rate. So if the prenatal and postnatal care is good, if hospital facilities are good, so the mother and child both can be given proper care, then obviously the infant mortality rate that will be on the lower side. So a high infant mortality rate means lack of development. Gender ratio or sex ratio or male to female ratio is the ratio number of women per 1000 male. So sadly in India the gender ratio is not in favor of women because of various social and historical causes. Life expectancy is the average lifespan up to which an adult lives in a country. Literacy rate is expressed in percentage. A higher percentage obviously means a better development. Then the roads, railways, electricity, etc., they come under infrastructure. Now, how to compare? Because we cannot just compare on one criteria. We need to compare on several criteria. So, here are two tables. These tables show comparison of three states of India: Maharashtra, Kerala and Bihar. This table, it shows per capita income in rupees term in 2013 and 14. So, for Maharashtra, it was 117,091 rupees. For Kerala, it was 103,820 rupees, and for Bihar, it was 31,199. So, this table shows that Maharashtra is more developed because it has a higher per capita income. Kerala is not far behind, but Bihar is way behind these two states, and Bihar is not developed. Okay. Now let us move on to this table. This table shows other criteria: infant mortality rate in 2013, literacy rate in 2011, and net attendance ratio at secondary stage. That means at secondary school, what is the percentage of children who go to school, who attend school. So here the infant mortality rate in Maharashtra is 24. It is 12 in Kerala, and in Bihar it is 42. So, compared to Kerala, the infant mortality rate is double in Maharashtra. So, this is not a good figure. Now, in terms of literacy rate also, Kerala is better than Maharashtra, because the literacy rate in Kerala is 94%, while that in Maharashtra is 82%. In Bihar it is 62%. Net attendance ratio is 78% in Kerala. In Maharashtra it is 64%, and in Bihar it is 35%. So now, while this table speaks that okay, Maharashtra is more developed than Kerala, on these three parameters Maharashtra lags behind Kerala. So if we look in totality, we can safely say that Kerala is more developed than Maharashtra because of other goals of development. Kerala has performed better than Maharashtra. Human Development Report. During 1990s, the economists and social scientists, they developed an opinion that we need to look at various factors to assess the development of an economy. So a new terminology or new factor was derived, and it is called HDI, that is Human Development Index. So Human Development Index is a composite index of life expectancy, education and per capita income. The education factor includes various parameters like literacy rate, gross enrollment ratio, net attendance ratio. So once all these factors they are taken into account and we arrive at a figure, then we can say whether a particular area is developed or not. Okay. So let us see what does it mean. This table, it shows the level of education in Uttar Pradesh in rural areas. Okay, and here are the categories. This is the percentage for male and this is the percentage for female. So for 10 to 14 years of age, the children attending school, the percentage amongst male is 85% and for female it is 82%. Now when it comes to the total population of children, this includes even those who do not go to school. In this age group 10 to 14 years, the literacy among male is 90% and among female it is 87%. So we can safely say, okay, these figures are comparable. There is not much of a difference, just 3% of difference is there. Now, what happens when we consider the total population? When we consider the total population, the literacy rate amongst male is 76%, while in female it is 54%. So there is a huge gap, around 20%. Okay. So this means that after a certain age, probably after 14 years of age, the females, the girls, they usually drop out from the school. So dropout rates are higher among females compared to among males. Okay. So this shows that development is not happening on this front in rural areas in UP. Now let us look at the HDR report, that is Human Development Report, and how do we perform compared to our neighbors. Okay, so this column, it shows the countries. This is gross national income per capita, that is per capita income in 2014 in purchasing power parity in dollar terms. Okay, this shows life expectancy in 2014. This shows literacy rate among 15 plus years population between 2005 and 2013, and this shows the Human Development Index rank in the world. So here the Sri Lanka is at the top of the table, India is at the second position, and other neighbors like Myanmar, Pakistan, Nepal and Bangladesh, they come below India. So in terms of per capita income, for India this figure is $5,497, but for Sri Lanka it is almost double, that is $9,779. The life expectancy in India is 68 years, while in Sri Lanka it is 74 years, almost 75, that is 74.9. Literacy rate in India is 62.8%, while in Sri Lanka it is 91.2%. Let us see what is the situation in other countries. So Myanmar and Pakistan, they have comparable national per capita income, almost touching the India's figure, while Bangladesh and Nepal, they are way behind. In terms of life expectancies, these countries, they are not far behind, while Nepal and Bangladesh, they are better than India. In terms of literacy rate, Myanmar performs even better than Sri Lanka, which is at 92%, while other countries, they are lagging behind. Now, because of better performance on all the parameters, Sri Lanka gets a rank of 73 amongst all countries in the world, while India is very far from Sri Lanka at 130th position. Other nations, they are below India, but they are not, there is not a huge gap like the gap between Sri Lanka and India. So this speaks that although Sri Lanka is a smaller neighbor, it has performed better in terms of development, because it is performing better on almost all the parameters compared to India. So now we also need to think about sustainable development while we are talking about development, because the development, it needs to be sustained in the long run. So while pursuing developmental goals, we use resources, and various resources, they are non-renewable resources. So if we do not plan for judicial use of those resources, a time will come when all those resources, they will be depleted, they won't be available for the future generation. So we need to find out ways and means so that the resources, they can be available for the future generations also, and that is the at the core of the philosophy of sustainable development. To summarize, I talked about definition of development, then I talked about goals of development, then I talked about how to compare different regions on various parameters of development, and at the end of the lesson I talked about Human Development Index and how does India perform on this parameter vis-a-vis its neighbors. So that's all for this lesson. Thank you.